along with the conversation that we're having. And he's like, guys, what about the silver price? A family friendly show, so we're not going to curse here, but gold and silver prices have, gone down a little bit, especially when people are talking about the kind of risks that are happening there. Definitely a very volatile market. But what do you make of that? Since, of course, gold and silver have been very, very difficult to buy. We know one price, but there's a completely different price when it comes to actually getting your hands on physical silver and gold. So what do you make of these latest developments with silver there, Tim?
Yeah, I mean, when people were calling us fear mongers, and I see Josh, or give Josh Searson a shout out in the comments. We're going to be going live on World Alternative Media too after this.
We have a special JoJo shirt, by the way, too. I want to put it in. I want to put it in the comment section. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but it's a special shirt dedicated to JoJo. We also got some questions from JoJo. We're going to get into in a little bit. But let's talk about silver here a little bit, because again, I mean, I was able to buy some a couple weeks ago when the price was still low, still at a very high premium. Seems like the premiums are going up. It was going up and now it's going down. Like a lot of people have a lot of questions about that.
Yeah, basically, everyone wants to get into the best time. Like I mentioned, I bought those N95 masks like 6 years ago, and my grandma asked me, she's like, "Oh, it must, cost you a fortune." I'm like, "No, because nobody cared at the time, so it didn't cost a fortune." Just like, if you wanted to buy silver, a year ago, you didn't have to pay big premiums. You wanted to buy it 4 months ago, didn't cost you big premiums. 3 months ago, didn't cost you big premiums. Now, it costs you a big premium. Why? Because you waited and you didn't listen to us, ahead of time. And so that's just supply and demand. There's more demand. The supply is, relatively fixed. There's only so much of it coming out of the ground. There's only so many people that want to sell it at any given time. So now, because you're trying to buy it in a crisis, now you're going to have to pay more. But I still think, it could be, a buy of a lifetime potentially. I wouldn't say you go put everything into it. If you do want, specific financial advice, you can go to thelibertyadvisor.com and schedule with me directly from there. But in terms of, a lot of times I say be very, very careful, I'll echo Warren Buffett, buy when others are fearful and be fearful when others are buying. But right now with silver, it still has not like shot up a ton. I'm not sure what it is right this second, but we actually did go in and buy, this is more not financial advice, not recommendations, this is what we did. But when silver was right around like $11.70, $12, we went in and used some of the put options we had, cashed some of those out, got some liquidity. We're sitting on cash and used that cash to buy some call options on silver, which then would effectively very, very small percentage of the portfolio. Also went in and got some physical silver for the portfolio as well. And so, we're making those moves ourselves over here. Now, the company I'm with is actually Innovative Wealth. So if you guys look up the Liberty Advisor, like I'm not the RIA, the company, that's like my own moniker. But yeah, we are making some of those tactical moves right now. I think at least on a long enough time horizon that Bitcoin is also, in my opinion, a good buy right now as well. But again, not financial advice. I mean, it depends on what your situation is, what your need for money is, if you've got debt, if you've got other obligations. I mean, lots of factors to consider. So we're not just giving, carte blanche, advice. We're not really giving any advice, just more general. We got a couple more questions that we're going to get into. It says your stream health is not that good. I don't know if maybe your internet is not that good, but we got a couple questions, even one from JoJo really quickly here, but another one by Freedom. He says, why did Bitcoin jump so much, but Dogecoin didn't? Great question by Freedom. Freedom has some great analogies here. Really, really appreciate. Well, Freedom's the answer. Freedom's the answer. What's the question?
Well, that's his username. So I really do appreciate his kind of contributions here. Of course, as we know, Bitcoin is Bitcoin. All the alt kind of coins do take a while, but when we look at Doge, it's pretty much a troll coin, and the question's kind of a trolly one as well. Okay, we got another question by World Alternative Media. This is JoJo. He says, "How are you guys so awesome and great and do such a great job? I wish one day to be as great as you. What do I have to do? Can you give me some advice since I'm not that good at news reporting as much as you guys are?" That's a very nice question there, JoJo. Thank you so much for complimenting us.
Did Stevie take over his his account temporarily?
Very much. But JoJo, Josh Sigurdson, Weather Alternative Media, you just got to be honest with people. You can't be dishonest with people. You can't go along with the popular crowds. Just because Jeff Berwick says something doesn't mean you just got to repeat it right away. You got to really kind of, take your time, really put in the blood, sweat, and tears, and maybe one day, if if you really work, if you, I don't know, that's not even true too. I can't lie to you.
Well, not because of shadow.
Josh, it's over. Josh, it's over for you. Just give up. Just give up. Just stop. Just stop doing what you're doing. It's never gonna work out. Like you just stop. Okay. All right. Sorry. That's. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. Any other questions? We got another question about Obama and guillotines. We usually go an hour with the live stream here. Do you see any questions you particularly want to answer there, Tim?
No, because I've got it on a different monitor over here. So let me see. Somebody in here, Mr. Boss.
People were talking about the coffins that were bought under the Obama years, and allegedly guillotines. I haven't seen any kind of reporting on that at all. But yeah, I mean, the economic numbers are really important to look at. Again, me and Tim weren't supposed to be doing a show that focuses on the economy. We were going to be doing a show just on the latest news, but this latest economic news is really eye-opening. It's something that we really do have to pay a lot of attention to. That's why I want to thank Tim for working with me here. He has his own separate business, his own separate deal. You should definitely check him out. He has his own separate YouTube channel on the Liberty Advisor. You should definitely check him out too. Of course, I have the whole We Are Change brand, and I've been working with that for a very long time. But finance wasn't going to be our focus, but with such crazy, turbulent, insane times, there's such an opportunity here to really break down what's happening here, and it's so fast paced.
I still remember that Sunday night before we were going to start, and I'm like, dude, I'm looking at the futures market right now, and it's going to be a bloodbath in the stock market. You're like, yeah, whatever. Like, no one really cares. I'm like, no, like, you don't understand. Like, this is really bad. And you're like, yeah, we'll think of something to cover in the morning. And then like, boom, we're down like over 1,000 points at the open, circuit breaker, day one.
Yeah, dude. I mean, because the news is moving so fast, we always got to, as soon as we have to do the prep and the research like right before we do the show, mainly because if the story happens the night before, sometimes it doesn't really even matter, even if it's a couple of moments. But that story particularly, yeah, I mean, that was major, that was huge, and we were right on top of it, which is good.
Yeah, and what I would also want to say is, one of the reasons why I plug what we're doing over here is because, I'm looking at bringing on 2 more people to help me on the wealth management side of things. They're not free, and when we want to, help build jobs over here, they're freedom oriented. Within our community, but then also, on the other side, the media side too. So that way we have more time to be able to do in-depth research, because I'm 3 hours behind Luke. So, I'm, waking up, getting the kids ready, doing other stuff. And then even today had 2 meetings beforehand. Shout out to at least to the one person that had ties from Camillus. And then coming right in like 10 minutes later, actually today it wasn't 10 minutes because I had a problem. So sorry, Josh, I had a problem with my camera. To fix, but yeah,
questions here. We got one by Brian saying, "quote I did get into silver early enough thanks to Luke. I have my king's ransom." So thank you so much, Brian, for that. As I've been promoting gold a few weeks and silver a few weeks ago, specifically with our sponsor.
No, maybe I'll go and like auction that off, like for like maybe if like for people that join the text list, maybe like next month we'll just pick a day and say, okay, whoever, because I'm moving anyways, and I don't know if that will work in the new place I'm moving to. So maybe we'll just like auction that thing, or not auction, just say have like a raffle and
for silver, or what are you talking about?
No, for that Illuminati symbolism behind me. No, the king's ransom behind me. So.
I can't see your image, so I want to check it out too. Yeah. But yeah, I've been telling people about the metal market for quite a long time. I worked with this company for a few years now, and when I saw the things in the market, I'm like, hey, I'm going to restart my affiliate deal with getyoursilvernow.com. That's the website, getyoursilvernow.com. And I started working with them a few weeks ago, and I was like, this might be good to kind of look into. Not financial advice. This might be good to look into. And surprisingly, a lot of people are very happy because of that. The market is still unpredictable. That's why we have to be very careful in exactly what.
I remember we talked about Storable Foods. I think like the second or third show we did. Be like, oh, look at him. They're just up there making videos so that way they can chill to get people to buy. I'm like, we're in the middle of this crisis. Like, if we can't talk about buying Storable Foods now, then like when the hell do you expect us to do it? Like 6 months later after you've already famished and dead.
Exactly. What I buy, what I personally buy, I promote and I try to cut the deals with. Something. Josh used to take some notes there. But I was like, okay, I'm gonna want some storable food just to have as a security, and I started that off in February. There's a whole bunch of other stuff. I just bought a bunch of seed anywhere. I bought a bunch of silver, and of course, at a perfect price point. So the storable food. We even have a health store. I started using a lot of different products, and when I used them, I started to, of course, also work with them because I saw their products. They were actually good. There was something that I was personally using. I was personally happy with, and I'm like, more people should have this, especially now. So we have a health store. The health store is called cleanhealthyhappy.com. cleanhealthyhappy.com. We also have, of course, the Storable Food store that is safepreparedandready.com. Safepreparedandready.com. And a lot of people have been messaging me that they have a lot of sound mind because of their purchases with that company.
I was like, don't tell me they're saying that there's more sound issues. I'm like, God darn.
No.
Okay, I thought you were going to say sound issues. I'm like,
I've been working with these companies for a few years now. I personally use them. I tested their products. They're pretty good. And if something's good, I will, of course, promote it. If something's bad, I will not be promoting that product or stuff. And that's what we need to do. You got your business. You got your hustle there, Tim. You're doing good work. I've heard good reviews. This is what we need. We need more of an honest communication. We need more entrepreneurship. We need more, figuring out this problem together and just having a real conversation about this. Other people are saying you can't eat gold and silver in the comment section. And of course, you're right. That's why I've been saying grow your own garden. Don't even buy the storable food. Just go get a bag of rice and beans if you still can. I've been saying that since February. A lot of places you can't even get that now. So
I do see one more question too about housing. So what I'll do is I'll tease that. Maybe I'll answer that over on Josh's stream because I do feel bad that we've taken him this long at the World Alternative Media. So probably in about 10-15 minutes, probably be going live on World Alternative Media.
We got two more. We got 2 more minutes. Let's try to finish off in exactly 1 hour. That's usually the kind of streams that we do. So that when we're going to be doing live shows, we're experimenting it. We're testing it. We did one live show on the main channel. We're doing this on the backup channel. We're going to be playing around with a bunch of different
probably
stuff.
around like 1 Eastern too. Will probably be more like the standardized time. Today I had some meetings,
or maybe even later live streams usually do better. Maybe we'll talk about that. But let's have all options on the table. Let's see what works, what doesn't work. If you like this and if it works for you, share it with your friends and family members. Because if this live stream does well, if these videos do well, we will do more of them. If they don't do well because of censorship and because maybe you just don't like it or it doesn't resonate with you, we won't do it. And that's the way that the free market should provide. But we don't live under a free market. We live under a Stasi communistic technocratic system that literally wants to eviscerate any legitimate form of information, any legitimate form of conversation, and they want to shove down CNN down your throats with their absolute nonsense and crap that they want to feed you. Don't be drinking that Kool-Aid. Don't be going to the extremes. Don't be going to freaking CNN. Understand that the truth ultimately lies within you to determine for yourself and your family.
And we did see a comment said from Freedom that said, I love your new guy, basically applying to me, and then Josh commented you stole me. So I don't know.
JoJo wasn't treating Tim right,
no.
And when I heard JoJo wasn't Josh or Sigerson wasn't treating Tim right, I'm like, okay, another comment by Blade Runner to Josh.
He's treating me right now.
Yeah, Blade Runner said, "Did Luke steal your girl?" Talking to, of course, World Alternative Media. A lot of interesting comments. Love the comments. Appreciate all of you guys. Very interesting comment also by JoJo that we addressed a couple of minutes ago. I think
it'd be great to have you two. Maybe if Luke wants to join the live stream on World Alternative Media, and then have you guys get into it over whatever you guys want to get into it too. Could be fireworks, and then we could pimp it as long as if Josh would let us pimp this channel too, or change the news. And
no, he'll get mad. He'll get like he's like, he's like, oh, someone else is getting promoted. No, so there's a lot of context to what happens between me and JoJo. Maybe you'll understand it one day. But
and it also is a huge honor that somebody said it was Thomas said likes to be better than Jason. I consider Jason to be a OG in the movement, someone that's very, very super well thought out and knowledgeable on lots of things. So that is a gigantic compliment, but that's not, what I'm going for. And I don't really know all the inside baseball of everything that's going on between all the others. I'm just trying to get the news out, document the financial collapse, and spread the word to as many people as possible, because, people are like, oh, how come you're focusing on money when there's millions of people unemployed? I'm like, why the F do you think there's millions of people unemployed? Because they don't understand the information I'm presenting. I'm trying to stop this stuff by letting people know how you're getting screwed. And so, I always love when people are like, oh, how can you focus on money at a time like this when the financial system's collapsing? I'm like, well, we tried to warn people about the financial system collapsing, ahead of time. We did a lot of that with Josh, a lot of that with, an Ernie show too. So,
as you were talking about before, man, it's all about getting the information out. I have a little bit more fun with it. That's why, there's a little banter and attacks with like Josh and Weather Alternative Media. It's fun. It's all fun in games. But at the end of the day, regardless of my personal differences with, you or Jason or Alex Jones or whoever it is, the main thing is to stay away from the drama, unless you're having fun. The fun stuff is just, silly, ridiculous stuff that I'm doing right now. But staying away from the legitimate angry drama and focusing on our job. We have a very serious job. It's a very important job. And it's a job that, of course, is the job of the underdog. So we have a lot of work to do. There's a lot of information. There's a lot of people to wake up. This time is now more than ever to work harder than ever. So as long as we focus on getting information out that's valuable to the people, I'm happy.
And they're going to take everybody down before. I mean, this is like the final push right now. They're going to take everybody down before 2020 election and make sure Sleepy Joe Biden or Cuomo or whatever other person they want to trot out there, or even if it's Trump, because he's doing a lot of what the power establishment wants to do. So this is crunch time. This is absolute crunch time. This is the time to. That's why we've been putting out like 3 videos a day over here, killing myself, getting out all these videos and information. And as we start doing these live streams, the people who are live will be able to ask questions. And if you're not here in the live stream, you're not going to get your questions answered. And we are going to prioritize people asking questions on Change the News. Definitely appreciate all the support. It's only going to keep getting better from here. This is our first one, and we were sort of, winging it on and everything that we're talking about today. But really appreciate the opportunity.
We're getting better, and it's been fun working with you. Crystal Hayes says we need Josh versus Luke, and then Weather Alternative Media answered, no Luke on my channel. See what I mean? Anyway. I think we pretty much covered it already. Tim, I'm gonna mess up your first name too. Sometimes it happens. It's been a pleasure working with you. It was a fun broadcast. If you guys liked it, share it with your friends and family members. Stay tuned for more here on Change the News.